Ladies and gentlemen, let me be direct about the role of National Treasury and the continued commitment to our competitive markets. We will continue to resource CAK at a level commensurate with its expanding mandate, including it into emerging frontiers such as digital markets. Since 2011, the government of Kenya has invested over 8 billion shillings in this institution in recognition that it has a role. Its role cannot be relegated to the back of the line. Whereas resources are finite and competing demands are there, we shall continue offering our support to ensure that this driver of growth is enabled to play its role adequately. Secondly, we are currently supporting CAK in the development of a competition and consumer welfare policy, which seeks to anchor competition enforcement and consumer protection within the broader economic transformation agenda. In Kenya's case, the Competition Act preceded the policy. So we intend to now buttress competition principles across government, not just within one agency, and aligns our framework with our obligations at the national, regional, and continental level. When the draft document is submitted for public participation, I want to encourage all of you to provide your candid feedback and input, especially the people in this room. You are rightly placed to give us your enriching insights. Lastly, most of you are aware, I think, Chairman, you alluded to it, we have the Competition Amendment Bill that is now before Parliament, and our intention is to produce a revised law that supports the authority in responding to emerging issues, more so in the digital economy. As has been stated by earlier speakers, issues such as algorithm collusion need to be anchored better in the Competition Act to facilitate better enforcement, which is in line with global best practice. The National Treasury has fully supported the process so far and will continue to doing so until and after we have a revised Competition Act that aligns with present-day enforcement realities. So, ladies and gentlemen, the value of this conference does not lie in the paper shared alone, but in what happens next. Research must close the gap between evidence and policy. The ideas you present in this room over the next 2 days should, as appropriate, find their way into enforcement decisions, legislative reforms, and government regulations. That is the standard I would ask you to hold in this conference. Competition markets create jobs, enhance inclusivity, and consumer welfare. They also reduce the cost of living and build an economy that works for everyone. So let us make the most of this moment. With those many remarks, it's my honor and pleasure to now declare the Research Conference on Competition and Consumer Welfare officially opened.